see just behind me the tipping hall. This is where all the material collected from the curbside residents of Cardiff and Caerphilly come in here. You can see that material that's ready to be processed. The material, once it's been received, then gets picked up and fed through the MRF system. First we have an operating system to open the bags, to then come through, and then it will go through a number of mechanical and physical processes to get off the different materials. So this is one of the first parts of the MRF. After the material has been fed through the bag opener, it will come up through these through this sort cabin. There's two operatives here, picking off the items that shouldn't be here. They're also picking off film. The film is extracted and it goes up through the vent system, and then any other items that shouldn't be there, and we're looking at those bits and pieces now, such as carpets. We got a bit of hay and things like that. Those things are just taken out so that we can do some effective sorting of the other materials as it goes throughout the rest of the MRF. On YouTube. So this is one of the main sorting cabins within the MRF. Here we're again taking off some of those items that shouldn't have been in the bag, and here we pick up those undesirable things such as nappies and food waste, which should have been placed in other disposal receptacles. Not only are we putting off those items, but we're also segregating our cardboard here, and we're also segregating the film bags, which goes up through these vent systems to a baler. Following the last cabin we were in, the material goes through a screened process. After that screened process, it finds its way through to this cabin here, well, the paper side does anyway, where the paper is now segregated. But because of the screening processes, there's still bits and pieces of items that we don't really want in there and don't make it fit for end of market, such things as film bags. Now in here, we got these three guys just polishing the items to ensure that the paper quality that goes to the end market is fit for purpose, and we get the best value that we can out of the material. So we're at the last part of the MRF here. We've jumped a bit, and between us and where we just were, the material has gone on through the system where glass has been broken and separated, aluminium has been recovered, and steel has been recovered, and we can see those products a little bit later. But the material continues to go through the MRF to this last part where we have manual sorting of plastics. We're sorting different plastics here, your milk bottles, and then any other plastic bottles and plastics that you may put in your recycling. Well, as you saw through the cabin, the paper is picked up through a screening mechanism and then polished off, or items that shouldn't have been there, taken away before it falls into a baler and comes out here. And this paper is in demand with paper mills, cardboard merchants here in the UK and across the world. And they all competitively tender for it. And again, we move that material on for what is best for Cardiff and the taxpayer of Cardiff, for the person who's going to give us the best price and the best service. So this material here are mixed plastics. There's a number of different polymer types and colours there, which need to be resorted again before they can go and get reused and turned back into the items that you first put into the bag. So that gets sent off to a reprocessing facility in England currently, and that allows us to get the maximum material at the best price to get it reused within the UK. Next to it though, we've already started to segregate some of that material ourselves, and that there you see some of our HDP natural, which is generally the milk bottles. Because we've separated this, we can get a very good commercial income for it, which supports recycling services and other services for the authority, and that can then be cleaned, shredded, flaked and put back into reuse as food grade, which is currently being doing in the east of England.
And what would your message for the residents of Cardiff be to help us and recycle more responsibly?
I would just ask to look at the instructions on the bag and the information that's given through our website and other outlets. You would have gone through some of the cabins and you would have seen lots of people taking off items that maybe shouldn't have been there. When we're able to stop our hands taking off items that shouldn't be there, we can then more proactively use our hands to segregate the items that we could positively pick and get the best quality for the resident of Cardiff.